Quickly, I want us to look at the topic, beware of men accolade, beware of men praises. Turn with me to 1 Samuel chapter 18. We are going to be reading from verse 5. And David went out whithersoever Saul sent him, and behaved himself wisely. And Saul sent him over the men of war, and he was accepted in the sight of all the people, and also in the sight of Saul's servants. Verse 6. And it came to pass as they came, when David was returned from the slaughter of the Philistine, that the women came out of all cities of Israel, singing and dancing to meet King Saul, with tabrets, with joy, and with instruments of music. Verse 7. And the women answered one another as they played, and said, Saul has slain his thousands, and David 10,000s. Verse 8. And Saul was very wroth, and the saying displeased him, and he said, They have ascribed unto David 10,000s, and to me they have ascribed but 1,000. And what can he have more but the kingdom? Verse 9. And Saul eyed David from that day and forward. Beware of men accolade, beware of men praises. In 1 Samuel chapter 19, if you read verse 10 and 11, made us to understand how King Saul was after David's life. In chapter 24, from verse 1 to 6, also made us to understand how King Saul sent 3,000 men after David and his men to take his life. And I begin to wonder what will make King Saul to have such hatred and wickedness against David. Chapter 18 from verse 5 made it clear that David did not offend Saul personally. The whole hatred and wickedness arose as a result of the praises of men, the women who sang praises. How could you sing the praises of a boy over his master? The women were the reason for David's pain. Let's look at verse 5 of 1 Kings 18. It said, And David went out whithersoever Saul sent him, and behaved himself wisely. That is to say, David was very diligent, very faithful to Saul. And again, David behaved himself wisely. That is to say, David did not offend Saul personally. Continue. And Saul sent him over the men of war, and he was accepted in the sight of all the people, and also in the sight of Saul's servants. David pleased Saul, and that was the reason why he sent Saul to the men of war, and he was accepted. Why did Saul suddenly develop hatred and wickedness against David? Because of the praises and accolade of the women. Beware of the accolade of men or praises of men. They may lead you to your early grave. Whenever men begin to sing your praises too much, especially over your leader, stop them. If not, you will face the pain. The whole pain David went through in the hand of King Saul was as a result of the song the women sang. Singing his praises over his master was the reason for all his pain. Another example is Joseph. Turn with me to Genesis chapter 37. We are going to be reading verse 3. It said, Now Israel loved Joseph more than all his children, because he was the son of his old age, and he made him a coat of many colors. One of the reasons why Joseph's brothers hated him was because their father, Israel, made it obvious that he loved Joseph more than the other children. And that was one of the reasons why they hated him. Outside other reasons of Joseph bringing their evil report to the father, and the dream of his revelation that God gave to him that he shared with them. I've come to advise us. That thing you do so well, more than your master, and men are singing your praises. If you want to last long in it, shut them up quickly. You may be a younger pastor in your ministry, and you preach better than your senior pastor. The members are coming to sing your praises. Is your message I love. Any day you are preaching, I love it. Shut them up quickly if you want to last long. You may be a very good singer and you sing more than your choir master, your choir mistress, or your leader. And men begin to sing your praises above your leader, more than your leader in their praising. Shut them up quickly so that you can last long. You may do better than your master in the place of business. And men begin to sing your praises. I love the way you attend to customer, even more than this your oga, even in the presence of your oga. Shut them up if you want to last long. If not, you are going to generate hatred for yourself that you did not create for yourself. The pain that David went through in the hand of Saul was as a result of the song the women sang. From the record of, according to 1 Samuel chapter 18, verse 5, made us understand that David did whatsoever Saul asked him to do, and he behaved himself wisely. So why did Saul suddenly develop hatred and wickedness against David? Because of men accolade. Because of the praises of men. Beware of the praises of men. Sometimes it happens that you pray for somebody and somebody gets their healing, and people begin to say, you pray, it is your prayer that did it, oh, it is your prayer that did it. Lead them to God. Because you prayed, God did the answer. You weren't the one that answered the prayer. If not, you'll be taking the place of God at the point of praises. Don't let men praises kill you before your time. If not that God was with David, King Saul would have eliminated David because of the praises of men, not because David offended Saul personally. Beware of the praises of men. When they begin to praise you above your leader, your parents, your spiritual parents, father, beware if you want to last long. And as a pastor, people begin to sing your praises. It is your prayers, oh. If not for your prayers, I would have died. Lead them to God, because you will take the place of God. You did the prayer, you did not answer the prayer. So let the people know that yours is just to pray, but God answered the prayer. If not, you will take the place of God. And no man takes the place of God and lasts long. Beware of men praises. Beware of the accolade of men. They may lead you to your early grave. May the Lord help us, even as we run this race, so that we can last long. May the Lord give us the grace, the wisdom to correct people whenever they try to sing our praises too much above our leaders, above God.